If tears could build a stairwell and the memories were a lane, I would walk right up to heaven and bring you home again. Eulogy of the late Andre Terence Service Young. Andre Terence Service Young, also called Scrimus, was born on October 22nd, 1987, to mother Cheryl Foster Franklin and father Richard Young. He was born at the Cornwall Regional Hospital in the parish of St. James. Andre was the fourth child for his father and second for his mother. Growing up as a child, Andre was quiet, loving, caring, but most of all, one stubborn child. Andre was the only child that would get disciplined every day. He was very determined and would cry for almost everything, especially if you ill treat his dog. In 1991, at the age of 4 years old, he commenced his educational journey where he attended the Lenora Morrison Basic School. He spent 4 years preparing for the next level. He then went on to Chetwood Primary School in 1995, where he did fairly well in his academics. Andrea was popular at Chetwood Primary because he was always fighting other students for his smaller sister, Naika Young. One day, Naika went to pick a fight with a girl who was always troubling her about her dry head. The little girl was determined to fight, but anger led her and she beat her up. Little did she know that Naika was going to call her warrior brother. After school, both Andre and Naika waited for the little girl at the gate. Naika didn't hesitate to point her out to Andre, and she surely got a fine beating for interfering with his sister. His determination didn't stop there. In 2000, Andre continued his educational journey where he attended Albion Primary and Junior High School. Things changed a little as he was a bit more focused on improving in his academics. Andre did great and was awarded the most improved student for the graduating class of 2003. He later moved on to teamwork, where he started well and was focused on continuing on the same path. Unfortunately, this didn't last as long as he expected because he became distracted seeing so many girls. Andrew was probably the smallest boy in the entire school, but his smile, charm, and cleanliness attracted the girls. Andre wouldn't eat at school. He didn't want to mess up his clothes or teeth. He would save his lunch money, then go home complaining about having headache from not eating. Growing up in the home, Andre would do almost everything as he was well taught. As he grew older, he depended on his smaller sister, Naika, to do almost everything for him. She would get so tired of him and he would loudly say, "Nika, you better glad for do it. You know how much me fight for you at school." Because of the love and gratefulness, Naika would always do it. Andre and his siblings were always attending church. His late brother, Shane Michael Mackenzie, was the first member of the Maranatha Evangelist Ministry in Lilliput. Even though he didn't get baptized immediately, he was always the first to get dressed for church, and because of that, he was given the name Pastor. Years later, Andrea was baptized and became a member of the Children's Choir dance group and the usher department. As a young man growing up in the community of Lilliput, St. James, Andrew was always the advisor for his colleagues. He would encourage and talk to them about almost everything. Andre was everyone's special. At the age of 19 years old, he welcomed his first child, Ashley Young. This was a repeated story that Andre would always talk about. Andre and his cousin Adrian was on their way to spend time with their late grandfather Eric Foster when he got a call from his child's mother, Caden Davis. This conversation wasn't what he was expecting. He was told that she was pregnant. Andre couldn't believe what he was hearing, and he was getting real upset. So he stepped out with his backpack and threw the phone on the ground and threw the entire bag of clothes in the nearby bushes. He then called his mother Cheryl, telling her what had happened. She was very upset too and asked him, "Where are you going to get money to mind picnic?" She too threw the phone down and decided not to pick it up until the next day. After a long thought, she accepted the baby and she did almost everything for her. Andre didn't regret his firstborn, whom today he loved and cherished dearly. 9 years later, in 2015, he welcomed his second and third child, Angelica Young and Sanjay Young, both of whom were born in the same year, 2 months apart. A year later, Andre met his life changer, the love of his life, Carrie-Ann Beckford. He called her Care. This relationship was like a ladder, one step at a time, but each time a step was broken, it was replaced stronger. After 6 years in their relationship, they welcomed their first child. It was indeed a battle to choose her name because Andre wanted a name that had a special meaning. At last, he chose Azariah. Azariah means help from God or strength from God. Indeed, she was. She was his princess. He called her Mommy or Mam. You would see Andre with her every and anywhere he goes. Care remembered that Andre as a determined, loving, caring, and vibrant man. Andre loved his immediate families, extended families, his friends, and even his enemies. Our children were our number one priority, as we would take them out on most occasions. Care has so much memories, some she cannot share, but the one that stands out most is October 22nd, 2019, when we went to Blue Hole for his birthday. Andre was always boasting that he can swim, so he decided to jump off and ask me to video him. Without hesitation, I started to video him. As he jumped off in the water, excitement started, until all of a sudden I heard, "Save me, save me." I kept on doing the video and laughing, not knowing that he was really in danger. Then he shouted to me again, "Call the lifeguard." I started shouting, "Lifeguard, help, help, he's drowning." Before the lifeguard jumped in the water to save him, he kept telling him how to swim away from that area. I started cursing and saying, "Sir, jump in now." The man then said to me, "Why don't you jump in?" All I could do is only cry. With Andre's determination, he managed to swim to shore. The reason why the lifeguard didn't want to go in that area is because a sinkhole is there. Andre's dream was to have 20 children with 20 different women and to take all the children and live under one roof. He was loved by many. Nothing really bothered him. He would laugh or give a big smile each time you approach him. He was remembered for his singing while taking a shower, his loud talking, playing his music and making fun at his other family members. He was our foundation family. Wednesday, July 22nd, 2022 was a day that we will never forget. It was approximately 2:27 p.m. Carrie received a call informing her that her partner was shot and killed in his car at Rose Hall. This was a phone call no one would want to get. She was in shock. She screamed, she panicked, and got so confused. She called his sister, hugged her, and wept openly. She broke the news to her, and soon after, everyone was informed. We all rushed to the scene. We saw the car with his lifeless body, and we wept openly. It was such a still moment in the community, but it wasn't a still moment in the family. They all wept. Our family has lost a great family man, a legend, a hero, a brother, a son, a father, a spouse, a great friend and motivator. Andre will forever be missed. If we had millions of dollars, that still wouldn't be enough to wake you from your sleep. Andre, we miss you dearly and think about you every second. He died leaving mother Cheryl Foster, father Richard Young, 4 children, namely Ashley Young, Sanjay Young, Angelica Young, and Azariah Young. Dear friend, Carrie Ann Beckford, 5 sisters, 3 brothers, aunts, uncle, grandmother, and most of all, relatives and friends. For God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more weeping, death, nor crying. Neither shall there be any more pain, for former things are passed away. Rest on your journey, Scrimmy. We miss you.